Hi everyone, welcome to the American Computer Enthusiast Show. My name's Steve Reeves and I'll be the host. What I've done is I put together a show called 40 Fun Things You Can Do, or just 40 Things You Can Do with Your Computer. So stay tuned and we'll be right back. Hi everyone, welcome back to the show. In case you just tuned in, this is the American Computer Enthusiast Show. My name's Steve Reeves and I'm the host. And what I've done is we've got a lot of callers on email and also the hotline, which by the way comes up there at the breaks and at the end of the show. And people have called in, and a lot of people have new computers. They've had them for a couple of months since Christmas and have bought them in the sales in the last couple of months. And they've all left messages like, I've got this great new computer, what do I do with it? Or, why would I want a computer? What can I do with it? Now, to a lot of people that might seem pretty obvious, but there's a lot of people that have never used a computer and have no idea what they can do with it. So what I've done is I started off with a list of 25 things you can do with your computer. You know, all kinds of different things like keep yourself organized and different things that we've actually had other shows on. Then it went to 35, then it went to 40, then I decided I better stop or we'll never get through everything. So what I've done is I've made a PowerPoint presentation and I've made all kinds of slides of different things you can do with your computer, along with different websites and different software programs, and I've brought all kinds of different software packages to show examples of what you can do and what you'd use to do that. So what I've done is, like I said, I have 40 things you can do with your computer. First slide, of course, is just 40 things. There's not actually 40 discs there, but pretty darn close. 40 things you can do with your computer. First thing is, of course, everybody knows this, but is get online. You can get online with the internet, get on to the internet, you can get on with America Online, CompuServe, or Prodigy, or there's other things out there too, but those are probably the four biggest things. We did a show, we've done quite a few different shows on the internet and the different things, and I've done a show myself on America Online, Prodigy, CompuServe, and how they compare. And now, with all the news going on, there's all kinds of new things going on with America Online, being able to use Netscape and the internet, people use Netscape, and all these different browsers and things to get on there. But I'll go ahead during the show and actually show different addresses of places to get on to actually, again, to do things that you might want to do with your computer. So the first one is get online. Second thing, another one that a lot of people might know they can do, but a lot of people don't know they can do, is your checkbook. Quicken is probably the most widely used, and it's probably the standard nowadays. Quicken software from Intuit, and this is just the manual right here. But you know, you can do a lot of different things with Quicken. As a matter of fact, they have a web page, and I put it up on the screen here. It's a www. Actually, as everyone knows, I didn't put it on every single slide, but it's http://www.qfn for Quicken Financial Network.com/quicken/. You don't have to put that / at the end, but you can, that one right there at the end. Now, again, another thing you can do along with that is you can also pay your bills. And you can pay your bills. One of the newest things, and you probably see this on the TV now, the commercials are everywhere, that lady that's paying her bills on her computer. And Nation Bank is just one of the many banks that you can pay your bills with your computer. They have an address also, an internet address, which is www.nationsbank.com. And what that allows you to do, you can actually do all your banking in Quicken, and you can do it in there. They have some other software that you can do it also, and you can transfer it over, and you can actually take it through your modem into Nations Bank. They actually give you the software to do that. It allows you to do all your banking through your modem, or you can just connect through the internet, and it has all the information of how you do that and how you get that software. So if you go to, again, http:// and then this address, www.nationsbank.com, and you can that way log on to the Nations Bank's webpage, and it has all kinds of different information about loans and all kinds of different things. So not only can you pay your bills, you can also find out about loans and mortgages and all kinds of information having to do with money. All right? Next one is maintain a budget. One thing that I don't do, but I should. I'm just kidding. Again, this is done through Quicken also. There's other software packages. Another package that's out there, and hopefully this won't glare too much, is Microsoft Money is another one. Now this one is, it's pretty popular because it's from Microsoft, and they gave it away with a lot of their software packages. But of course, Quicken is probably the standard. But this is a real easy one to use, and they've come out with some new releases and things. But this is another good package, and this also interfaces with a lot of different software packages that are out there. So this is Money, and of course you can Microsoft's address, and we'll show this at the end, is www.microsoft.com. So if you want to do that, this is Money, just like Quicken, a lot of the same sort of things. All right. Next one is do your taxes. Now, one of my favorite things to do is my taxes, and somewhere in here I have TurboTax. This is the address on the screen is again, Quicken Financial Network, because this is made by the same people, the Intuit people that make Quicken, make TurboTax, and that's the address to get on that. But here is the software package called TurboTax. Now, again, this is probably one of the standards. Now, there's different versions of this software. There's one for the PC, there's one for the Macintosh. Now, this is the deluxe version, which comes with a CD, which comes with all kinds of fun little multimedia sort of videos and things that, you can ask questions and the person will come up and actually talk about how to do things and suggestions of how you might want to do things, and it's got all kinds of different software that comes with it. Libraries, there's a tax advisor, fast track. You can actually link into the internet through this directly into the Quicken TurboTax web page. But this is probably, again, the standard for taxes. But there's other tax programs out there. This is the one that I use, and I've used it for years now. But this is probably one of the standards, all right? We'll go to the next slide. Now, we've done other shows on this, but you can keep names and addresses. Hopefully everything's spelled right on all these slides here. I use spell check, but it's pretty darn close. The first one would be www.starfishsoftware.com, and that one, of course, is Sidekick. Well, now, we did a show about a month ago or so on this, and Sidekick 95. There's also a Sidekick for Windows 3.1, but for Sidekick 95 works with Windows 95, of course. And this keeps names, addresses, phone numbers. It's just like your little organizer, your little daytimer sort of thing. It has everything you'd ever want that, to keep yourself organized. The next one is Lotus, which is www.lotus.com. There's going to be a test on this, by the way, when we're finished. And this, of course, is Organizer. Just by the name itself, it keeps you organized. It's got names, addresses, phone numbers, calendar. You can keep your schedule and everything else. So this is another good package. And then, of course, the other one, which again is like TurboTax is the standard for taxes, and Quicken is the one for financial, for personal financial. ACT is pretty much the standard for businesses to use for contact management and keeping names, addresses, client lists, what you've done. We did a show about a month ago on this, and we're trying to line up a show with the semantic people to do a show dedicated to ACT. So because we could do the entire show just on this one software package, because it has all kinds of bells and whistles that we didn't even get into when we did the show about a month ago or so. All right? So there's the addresses. Starfish Software is the address for Windows 95. Lotus.com is the one for Organizer, and Semantic is the one for ACT. So I put the three addresses. What I'm going to do is, at the very end of the show, I'll have my web page and the web page for the show, and I'll actually put all these web pages. Every single thing that I show on this demonstration here, are these slides, will be on my web page. I try to keep it up with all the shows. I did it for the last show, and I did the one for PIMS, like the one for ACT and things. I try to put all the addresses so you can always keep up on what I'm showing. So if you've missed it or you didn't see the show and somebody told you to watch it, you can always, and you missed it for some unknown reason. I don't know how you missed the show. you can actually get on my web page and you can find the addresses for all these things. I try to put all the information from every show. All right? Next one is keep a calendar or schedule. Again, almost the last couple of packages that I just showed do the same sort of thing. Keep calendars or schedules or both. And there's also other ones that are out there like Schedule Plus, which comes now with Microsoft Office 95. And also there's this Schedule Plus will also interface with those little Microsoft watches that are out now that you can actually download your schedule to your watch, and those are true nerd watches there. And you can actually, it's why I don't know why I don't have one on, but you can actually see your schedule on your watch, and you can transfer files from the computer to your watch. All right? Next thing is write letters. Now, this is probably one of the most obvious things you can do with your computer, but a lot of people don't realize that you can do different things besides just write letters. I've got some of the software packages which are some of the standard word processors. One is, of course, Microsoft Word, which has been around for years, and it's pretty much I don't want to say the standard, because there's other ones that are just as good but just have different bells and whistles. I use that a lot, don't I, bells and whistles. But this is Word, Microsoft Word. Now there's a new version out, which I didn't bring the manual for, which is Microsoft Word for 95. But this is just the Word for 3.1. The next one is Microsoft Works. Now this is a lower end version of Word, but it has other things built into it. Like it's not just a word processor, but a spreadsheet and a database, and you can do other things, and it can link back and forth. But this is a less expensive version, for example, of Word. But it's got most of what everybody needs for normal writing of letters and different things like that. All right? The next one is Word Perfect. Here it is. This actually is a box for Perfect Office, which actually includes everything. Word Perfect, Quattro Pro, Paradox, everything else, which are the databases and spreadsheets and things from Novell. But this is Perfect Office, which includes Word Perfect, which is another word processor that will work on a PC. All right? You see me looking at all these cameras, it's because I'm holding things up and looking at different cameras. And the other one is, of course, Lotus Word Pro, which is by Lotus. This used to be called AMI Pro, and they changed the name. Now this is actually part of a thing called Smart Suite from Lotus, which comes with actually comes with all these Lotus 1, 2, 3, Word Pro, Approach, Freelance, and Organizer. It comes with all these different packages. So you have Word, Word Perfect, Works, and Word Pro. Those are pretty much the top 4 word processors that are out there right now that people use on their computer to write not only letters, but everything. They do newsletters and everything else on it. So that's that. We'll go to the next one. Send email. Now this is one of the things. Let me go back one here. The one thing I forgot to say is on this slide here, on the bottom is www.usps.gov. What that is, that's the United States Postal Service. And I never realized this till not too long ago, that you can actually log on to this web page, the post office web page, and you can look up zip codes. You can also look up the 4-digit zip codes. 4 digits, for example, apparently is supposed to make things go faster if you know that. But you can actually log into this, type in the address. You don't even have to have a name, just the address. And what happens is, it'll come up, you type in the address, and then Houston, Texas, and it'll give you the zip code and the 4-number zip code after it. So if you want to look things up, it's real easy. Just go to www.usps.gov. All right? Send email. You can send email to anyone that has any kind of online service. CompuServe, Prodigy, America Online, an internet email address, or any kind of, a lot of people have business addresses, like me at BMC, for example. I've got my own email address that I use for business. Now, on the screen here, I actually have my email address through America Online. If anybody ever needs to send me an email or whatever, I would suggest using this one, which is sareeves@aol.com. And I check my email every day and check and find things out, and find out what people have written me and send things out if I have answers or whatever. if people have questions about things or comments about the show or whatever they might want to do. Above that, I've got an address, a pretty cool address on the internet. It's called www.411.com. What that does, if you go to that web page, you can actually type in a name like Steve Reeves, and it'll tell me every email address for Steve Reeves. Now you can be more specific or less specific, and it'll give you less or more information. But if you're looking for somebody and you don't know their email address, you just go to this web page and you type in their name, and it'll actually give you all the addresses. Now there may be, of course, there'll be more than one Steve Reeves, but you can actually narrow it down to Houston, Texas, or whatever, and it'll allow you to find that person's email address, and then you've got it. Save it in your address book or in your mailbox, whatever you have there that you use for your mail package, and you've got their email address. Now that's pretty cool. Now there's quite a few different things out there, but this is the one that I use, 411. All right. The next thing, now this, some people may think this is kind of goofy because you say, you know, why get on the web to read newspapers and magazines? Why don't I just read the newspaper? Well, a lot of times for example, you might be out of town and you want to keep up with what's going on in Houston. You can actually log on to the Houston Chronicle, which is www.chron.com, and you can actually read the Houston Chronicle. All the articles, what's news, sports. You can actually get on there and check the classifieds and look up cars and find out, you know, what's for sale or whatever. There's the computer section. There's the guy, Dwight Silverman, the guy that is the section in the business page. And like on Sunday, for example, all his articles, even his past articles are on there, so you can look things up. There's all types of things. Then you can log on from that to different things to find out like the lotto numbers for this last week or 6 weeks ago or whatever you might have. There's all types of things that are on the Chronicle. We're almost, let's say, stay connected here. Almost got disconnected from the web there. Another one is the Pathfinder.com. If you go to, I wrote this on because actually it's a little confusing sometimes because this one does not start with www. It's actually just http://pathfinder.com. Now we showed this one time. Let me see if it's here. Yeah, here it is right here. We'll just switch back and forth. Now this one is actually a pretty cool page. It has everything. You can see there's news now. There's Time Magazine, Times Daily, Money Magazine, Life, People, Fortune, Sports Illustrated, all types of different magazines and different things. Not only magazines, but all kinds of things like music. And we'll get into some of these other ones later. There's actually a place to book a flight, and we'll talk about that. There's Virtual Kitchen for looking up recipes and things. Ace Ventura. This Old House, there's different TV shows that are on here. Currently in production, it'll show you different movies that are coming out and who stars in them, and there's little clips and little previews of different things. Maps you can look up, pets, all types of different things. So this is an easy way to find things out. Let's say, for example, you have you get People magazine, but you know, you can look it up right here, the same type of articles. It doesn't have every single thing in the People, but pretty darn close. So, you know, like I said, a lot of times it may make more sense just to pick it up and read, like the Chronicle, but sometimes you can't do that. Or for example, like me, I don't get the Chronicle every day, and I just read it on the weekends. I can actually look at it on the net, and we can do it right like that. We're going to have to take a quick break here, so stay tuned, and we'll be right back. Hi everyone, welcome back to the show. Like I always say, in case you just tuned in, this is the American Computer Enthusiast Show. My name is Steve Reeves and I'm the host. And what I've done is I put together a show that's called 40 Things You Can Do with Your Computer. Like I said in the beginning of the show, we have a lot of people that have sent emails and also called the hotline and want to know, you know, they either haven't bought a computer yet and they're looking for a good excuse to buy one, or they have one and they just don't know what to do with it. They're just scared. They don't, people have said, oh, you need to buy a computer. You can do all these wild things, or they never did tell them what they could do with it. They want to know what they can do with their new computer. So what I've done is I've made a PowerPoint presentation and put 40 things down that you can do with your computer, and along with websites on the internet, or you can actually access a lot of these through the America Online or whatever also. There's different places you can do just about all these on America Online and CompuServe and Prodigy, but I put down the internet addresses. We've gone through different things like keeping organized names, addresses, write letters, send email, checkbook, and things like that. The next one we have is take classes. Now, this one here, for example, is just a web page. Now, the address that's on here is www.nosc. You can read what it says there. What this is this is the Planet Earth homepage. And this is a list of all colleges and universities out there, along with addresses, financial information if you need for financial aid, classes, addresses, phone numbers, everything. Anything you want to know about any college or university in the United States, I think actually it's international too, but is on this web page. So if you look it up, you can find out any information about any college or university. But there's also colleges and universities, not only regular colleges and universities, but there's also different places that you can take. You can even get your master's over the computer in different places, not only just the United States, but around the world. But there's places like Phoenix University, where you can actually, it's on CompuServe. On America Online, there's all types of different places you can take classes. And you actually take them through the computer. You can actually take the class, and they'll send you information. You can actually do it over the computer. You can have little chats with your professor or your instructor, chats with other people in your class. So you can ask questions, and you can actually take tests. Now, some of the tests that you take, or most of the tests, let's say, you actually take at some proctored location like Houston Community College or some other college or university, or even some high school libraries and things. But they make you take the test to make sure that someone else isn't taking them online for you. They make you take them. You have to show your driver's license or something like that. But you can take classes, not only college classes and non-credit classes, but you can take high school classes too, in case you need to get a GED or whatever. But like I said, you can also, I even saw one place on America Online, you can get your PhD through the computer, online through the computer. All right? Next one, since you're taking classes, you can do your homework. Now this is more for not only big kids, but little kids. The first one there is www.si.edu. That's the Smithsonian Institution. Now that's a really cool web page. You can go actually take a virtual tour through the Smithsonian and go through the different exhibits and find out what's going on. If you need to find something out about something that's in the Smithsonian, it's pretty cool. You can go to that website. The next one is the Houston Museum of Natural Science, www.hmns.mus.tx.us. Yeah, again, you don't have to have that / but you can put it there. Now that's pretty cool too. It'll tell you what's at the IMAX, for example, exhibit. Again, you can take a virtual tour through the Natural Science Museum. If you're on the web, you can actually do it. It'll take you to all the different exhibits, the dinosaur exhibit. It'll take you to all the different rooms that are in the Natural Science Museum. That's pretty cool. The next one is the Discovery Channel. Discovery Channel's got all kinds of fun stuff on it. You can go through there and look things up, and you can actually, on different shows that are out there, on nature shows or on animals or all the different things that are on the Discovery Channel. I find myself always looking at it just to find out, there's all kinds of great graphics and things on the Discovery Channel webpage. And then the next one is CityNet. Now, this is more for geography type classes you might be taking or projects you might have. CityNet, www.citynet.net. You can actually put the menu.txt. It'll go one step further right to the menu, but you don't actually have to put that menu text.html at the end, but you can. It makes you a little faster. But you can look up any city in the world. Like the other day, a guy that I work with was actually born in Italy. So we looked up Bologna. Is that how you say that? Bologna? Or Bologna? Bologna, Italy. And we were able to look up and we were actually able to go to the Bologna, Italy Museum. We were able to go, actually has a map of the city, and you can pinpoint where you want to go to what site. So if you have a project any kind of project for geography or some, in some city, not only in the United States, but all over the world, you can dial in through the internet to www.citynet.net. And then you go to the next one, which is the menutext.html, and it actually has all the lists, or you can actually search or type in what city you're looking for. Again, that's a pretty cool thing. All right? The next thing I want to show, this is actually software. Again, for someone that might have a project. Now, this is one of a bajillion different software packages that are out there, but this is one by Microsoft, which is called Encarta. Somehow I picked up the wrong one. This is 1994. There's a new 1995 out. Somehow I picked up the wrong one at home when I came here. But this is an encyclopedia that has everything, just about everything in the world you'd ever want to know about. But you can look things up. It has multimedia clips, video clips, sounds, just regular bitmaps that you can download, text, all kinds of things. This is for kids in grade school and high school, this is a great CD to have to help you do and look things, do your homework or look things up or actually just to have fun, I guess. But this is a pretty cool thing right here. It's called Microsoft Encarta. All right? We'll go to the next one. Play games. Now, I never play games. I don't do any of this thing. But this is I didn't bring any games. There's a billion of them out there. I mean, just about anything in the world you'd ever want to play. But this right here is actually a pretty cool website. It's HTTP. Again, there's no www. It's just happypuppy.com. And that's a pretty funny name. But what this is a web page with hundreds and hundreds of games and also links to other websites that have games. Like there's all the different, this has a link to like the Acclaim web page that has the different computer games out there, a lot of demos of all the brand new games that are out, a lot of shareware games, a lot of just regular public domain games, all kinds of things like, there's Beavis and Butthead games, there's you name it, there's just hundreds and hundreds of games on this http://happypuppy.com. Again, you can use this as just a starting point, and then there's links to other web pages that are out there. Or you can just do a search. If you have Netscape or any other package, you can do a search on games, and it'll come up with all types of different web pages for games. And again, there's also a billion games you can buy, too. All right, we'll go to the next page. The next one is hobbies. Now, there's all types of different web pages and different things you can do on hobbies. There's all types of software packages out there. There's packages that have to do with collecting stamps, collecting coins, all kinds of different hobbies and things. Now this one I put on here, this actually is a web page for popular mechanics, or it's called a PM page, and it's http://popularmechanics.com. And they keep up with, there's actually a Popular Mechanics show on TV. I think it's on the Learning Channel. I'm not sure if it's on Learning Channel or Discovery Channel. I watch both, and I can't remember which one's which. And they keep up with what's on the shows, what's in their magazines. There's all types of things on how to build things, how to fix things, all types of questions and answers, and all types of things. There's also one that I didn't put on here that I should have, but it's a pretty cool one. There's all types of like woodworking web pages. There's kits that you can, or plans on how to build things like bookshelves and how to build chairs, how to build furniture for your patio, all types of different things. But if you do a search on woodworking, I wish I would have I can't remember the web page, the address for it, but you just do a search on woodworking, and there's some pretty cool pages out there. The next one is listen to music. Again, I just picked 40 random things you can do with your computer, just so that someone that just bought a computer, this is just some of the bajillion, I use that word a lot too, bajillion things you can do with your computer. Again, being a nerd like I am, I could have had a list of hundreds of things, and it was real hard for me to pinpoint to 40. Like I said in the beginning, I started with 25, then it was 35, then it was 40, and then decided I better stop. All right? First one is www.mtv.com. You can actually go in there on the MTV web page, and you can listen to music. You can download little clips of songs that are out right now or whatever. You can also, one thing that a lot of people don't realize, if you have a multimedia computer with a sound card, speakers, and a CD-ROM, Windows 95 or Windows 3.1, you can listen to regular audio music CDs on your PC. You can either listen to them through your speakers or through your headphones. And what's really cool, because of the way it works with the soundboard, you can actually listen to the music while you're working. You can be typing in Word or whatever you're doing, or Quicken or TurboTax, and actually be listening to the music over your headphones or through the speakers. Use your headphones if you don't want to disturb anybody. The other one is www.audionet.com. Now this actually is a pretty cool web page also, because what happens is, on this one, you actually connects you to the real, it actually has an interface or a link to the Real Audio page, which allows you to download songs, newscasts, like on National Public Radio. You can download the shows that are on the radio. You can download sporting events. You can download the NCAA game, the basketball games. You can actually be listening to the game while they're going on. There's TV shows, movies, all types of things. So you go to www.audionet.com, and from there you can go to all types of different places. You can listen to KPRC, you can listen to, Kilt Radio, all the different sports channels and news channels and whatever you want to do. And you can actually listen through your computer if you have, again, you'd have to have a computer with a sound card, speakers, so you can actually listen to this stuff. There's also links that you can actually talk through if you have a microphone along with all that same stuff, your sound card and speakers. You can actually talk through the microphone and the computer and talk to different people. It has chats and things that you can go through, again, on this page, the www.audionet.com. All right? Next one is Write Music. I'm not very musically inclined, so I don't know much about this, but a long time ago, we've actually had the MIDIsoft people on the show. They have a web page called, it's www.midisoft.com. This is a page dedicated to MIDI software and MIDI devices. So if you have a MIDI piano or keyboard or MIDI guitar, trumpet, whatever you have, any kind of MIDI device, it has software that you can download, and there's packages out there by MIDIsoft that allow you to write music, change music, whatever you want to do with the music that you're making on your computer. The next one is www. I don't know how you say that, but I don't know what it stands for, but it actually is the mnet.htm. That's the Musicians Network. This is actually a link to all the different musicians out there, and you can talk to other musicians about different things, music or whatever you might want to do. Prepare for vacations. Now this is, again, a pretty cool website. You can do all kinds of things on all these different packages that are out there, software packages. We've actually shown the mapping software and different things that are out there, but this one here is www.delorme.com, and you go to the thing called Cyber Router. What this does, say for instance, I'm from Toledo. I usually don't tell anybody that, but I want to take a trip from Houston to Toledo. I actually put in Houston and Toledo, and it figures out the route. It's just like a AAA triptych. It figures out the mileage of where I'd want to go. It actually asks if you want to go the quickest or the most direct or something. But it actually gives you a couple choices how you want to do it. It'll say you go over, across 10 to New Orleans and go up, or you can go straight up through Texarkana or whatever you might want to do. Gives you the mileage, tells you how far it is from each place to each place, different big cities, and you can actually go plan a trip to wherever you want to go. But that's pretty cool. Next one is invitations and cards. There's softwares out there. Well, I don't actually have one, but we'll just pretend this one. We'll use this one here, I guess. Brochures, or let's do this one here. ABC Graphics. Now, this is kind of an expensive package to do, invitations or cards. But there's packages out there to actually make greeting cards, birthday cards, or whatever you might want to do. Print them out to a color printer or whatever you might want to. You could take it to Kinko's, for example, and use their color printer, or if you happen to have an HP printer. You can actually print them out and do invitations or cards. Now what I've done on the screen here is I actually made an address. It's the only one, I just picked one. This is actually an address. This is all one line. I had it in two because it was too long. www.wam. You can read the whole thing there, but it's wedding. What this is, it's a web page out there on the correct etiquette for wedding invitations. What to put on the invitation, how fast you should answer, what you should say, how you should thank people on your invitation. I know that has nothing to do with what we're talking about, but I thought it was a pretty funny web page. So you can actually, type that whole thing up there. Again, all these will be on my web page, all these addresses. So if you miss anything in here that and you didn't have time to write it all down, all these will be on my webpage, which will be at the end. Make sure you write that one down, all right? If you don't write any other webpage down, write that one down. So you can look these up and find out what you want to do, or you can send me an email, and I'll be glad to send it to you. Send you the list of all these addresses, all right? Next thing is newsletters. Newsletters, again, the sky's the limit. I just put a church on there because a lot of people do church newsletters. They do business newsletters. They do newsletters for their user group, for their just whatever they are, they're any kind of group that you might have. Now, for that, you can use Word, you can use Works, you can do whatever you want to do, or you can go full blown and go to something like PageMaker. Now, this is somehow I picked up the wrong, but actually this is now made by Adobe. But somehow I picked up, this is version 5.0, there's a new version out, 6.0. It's Adobe PageMaker. This is the last version, Aldous PageMaker. I brought too much software is the problem. Anyways, this is actually a full-blown package for desktop publishing. So you can do other things besides newsletters. You can do brochures and all types of different things. But this is probably the one of the many standards. There's other ones that are out there. It's called Quark. I forget how you say that, but there's different packages out there, Frame, different desktop publishers, all right? Keep a database. You can use databases. Again, here, I'll just show you, this is just one of a billion different databases that you can use, but this is a pretty popular one here. Let me get this out of the way here, sorry. Got too many software packages. FileMaker Pro. This is version 3.0, and this is for Windows 95. This is a database that works on a PC, works in Windows 95. There's also a package that's made for Windows 3.1, but this is the one that's for 95. It's real fast and easy to use. And you can use there's other databases, but this is an inexpensive, easy to use database that a lot of people use for different things. Now, some examples of things to keep on databases: you can keep your record of, a CD, all your CDs, nobody has records anymore. I have with this baseball cards. The web page that I have up here right now, this is actually a website for a baseball card place. It's www.baseballcard.com, and you can trade baseball cards. You can do all kinds of things. For example, let's stay connected there. The other day I think I told you before a couple weeks ago that I moved, and I found a Reggie Jackson 1969 Reggie Jackson baseball card. Typed in, emailed the guy to find out how much it was worth, and he said it was worth $75. Good thing I didn't throw it away. But anyway, this is just one. You can keep all kinds of different things on databases. They're telling me, they're waving the card over here that tells me to take a break. So stay tuned, and we'll be right back. Hi everyone, welcome back to the show. In case you just tuned in, this is the American Computer Enthusiast Show. My name is Steve Reeves, and we're talking about 40 things you can do with your computer. I'm going to talk really fast because I'm only about halfway through, so I won't talk as much, but I won't talk about as much about it, the addresses, because they'll all be on the web page, or you can email or whatever. So next thing I'm going to do is look up recipes. There's software out there. This is just one of a billion. This is the Betty Crocker cookbook. Now, this is available on CD. It's got all kinds of recipes. There's pictures of things, of how much you need to buy, of when you go to the store to make your grocery list, or whatever you need to actually do and make recipes. There's also ones that you can actually make your own recipes. There's also a web page out here that I put on here. It's in the pathfinder.com. If we go down here and go back to Pathfinder, you can see down here in the bottom, there's two of them. Cooking Light. I don't know if you can read that. That says Cooking Light and the Virtual Kitchen. And these are a lot like that Betty Crocker cookbook, but you can actually go out there and they have different recipes and everything else that you'd ever want to know about cooking, low-fat cooking or whatever you might want to do there. Okay, we'll go back to PowerPoint. Go to the next one. Next one is look up sports scores. Now this is great now with the, I don't know when you'll be seeing the show, but right now the NCAA, the basketball playoffs are going on, and you can actually look up, I have 4 of them on here right now. There's the Sports Network, there's All Sports, ESPN Net, and CBS. Most of these, actually all these here, they're online during the game, so you can actually look while they're playing the games. You can log on to these and tell you exactly what the score is and how much time's left as the game's going, and they're real time. And they update like every 5 or 10 minutes so you can see what's going on with the games. So these are different ways to look up sports. All right? Shop for a car. Now these are just 2 addresses here. First one is a pretty cool one. It's the Saab. Actually, that's a Ferrari, but this is the Saab web page, which allows you to actually look at a car before you buy it. You can pick out the wheels, the color, what model, whatever, and it shows you a picture of that car, so you can see it. What it look, if you're looking at a Saab, convertible red with really cool aluminum wheels, you can see what it looks like before you go out and look at them. The next one is on the bottom here is www.dealernet.com. What this allows you to do is say I'm looking for a 1996 Chevy short bed, extended cab, red pickup truck, and I want to pay between $19,000 and $25,000. It'll give me every truck in this region and where it's located and how much it is and what dealer it's at. Pretty cool. So you just www.dealernet.com. All right. Next one is movie reviews. Movie reviews. These are all available not only on the internet but also on America Online, CompuServe, and Prodigy. But this one right here is a web page, Route66.com, movies blurb, one of my favorite words, blurb.htm, and this is actually the internet movie database. You can look up any movie ever made. You can actually put it in there and say, I want to see every movie with John Belushi in it, for example. It'll give you every movie. Or you can look up a movie and it'll tell you who was in it, and then you can go and find out about that movie star or actor, whoever it is. Now this is just one of many ways to look up movie pages. There's also CDs out there that you can look up movies. Microsoft has one. Blockbuster Video has a CD that you can look up movies and find out information about what's going on. Whatever. Chat with other users. This is another thing a lot of people do. Chat with other people that do the same thing you do, that have the same interest you have. Whatever you want to do, find out problems, whatever you might want to do there. Now this right here is a web page, rampages.onramp.net, and you can write that. It's all one line actually. There wasn't enough room to put it all the way across the screen there. This will show you, if you log on to this web page, it'll show you not every, but 100 different chat sessions that are out there, different chat pages that you can log on and has different interest groups on different things. All right? Write real fast there. Rampages.onramp.net, onramp.net/tilde, that's a tilde, Don P, or whatever it is, chatlist.htm. Okay? Now the next couple of things that I'm going to talk about are business stuff. You can look up businesses. We talked about this a couple weeks ago also, www.switchboard.com. What this allows you to do is you can put in the name of a business, it'll tell you the address, city, phone number, whatever you want to do. Or you can actually put in the address and it'll tell you what's at that address. But you can look up businesses, and if you had to go out of town and you want to know where BMC Software is in Washington, D.C., for example, their office in Washington, you can actually type in that and it'll show you where the address is, the phone number, whatever. All right? Look up stocks. This is just one of a lot of different ways you can look up stocks. You can do it through America Online, Prodigy, CompuServe, and this is a web page. You can actually look up real-time what stocks. There's packages out there that allow you to connect in through your internet connection and update your stocks like every 5 or 10 minutes so you can see what's going on. This is just one address. This is actually I think it's the Dun & Bradstreet, I think is what this one is. Oh, USA Today. All right? Make airline reservations. Again, there's different ways you can do this on all the different online services, but also on the web page. If you go to pathfinder.com, again, we'll go back to Pathfinder on the internet, and there's one up here, it's called Book a Flight. If you go to Book a Flight, it'll actually ask you where you want to go. You can actually tell it, what airline you want to go, what time you want to leave, what day you want to leave, and it'll tell you what flights you can actually book the flight through your credit card or whatever you want to do. All right? We'll go back to this, and we'll go to the next one. Next one is find a job. And this one actually is just www.occ, which is the Online Career Center. This will actually show you all the different jobs that are out there. You can look up by job description, by city, by whatever you want to do. There's all different types of parameters to look up different jobs. Now you can also go into the internet, for example, do a net search on jobs, and there's different ways to find jobs. There's different job pages out there to find different things. All right, bookkeeping. Now this one, I thought I had it here, but I don't have it. This is actually the QuickBooks. Same thing, same people that make this, make TurboTax and Quicken. This is QuickBooks. This allows you to do bookkeeping for small businesses, not only small businesses, but medium businesses, for keeping books, you know, your checkbooks and everything else. It's a big brother of Quicken. And everything that you do in Quicken can be translated up to QuickBooks. Scan a photo or a picture. The web page that I have here is just a web page connecting to the Kodak photo disc. There's all types of ready-made clip art and photos that you can download through the internet through this web page right here, webprod1.connectinc.com with that number. And there's all types of things. There's things for nature. There's pictures of hands, every kind of hand you'd ever want. And once you scan that in, you can make presentations. Presentations, you can do things like, where is it here? PowerPoint, like what we're using right here. We can scan in not only clip art, but also photos. This is Microsoft PowerPoint. Now there's other things like Lotus makes one which is called Freelance. Freelance is just is a part of Smart Suite from Lotus. These are probably the two most common presentation packages. All right. Another one is corporate brochures. Corporate brochures, you can do that with, I showed PageMaker before, you can do it with Word, you can do it with all these different packages. There's also a package right here that I've got called Brochures and Mailers. And this allows you to make brochures, and it shows you how to fold things, and how, it actually has templates of different brochures that you can make. All right? Graphics and art. Sky's the limit what you can do with this. Again, you would probably want to use this package that I showed before, which is called ABC Graphics Suite by Micrographics, to do all kinds of different graphics presentations and things. Or you'd want to use something like, I'm trying to keep the cameraman on her toes here, Visio for presentations for charts and different things like that. This is another package that is a pretty cool package. All right? The web page on here is www.art.net. This is actually an artist network. All right? Fax. Of course, you can fax anything through your phone line, through the internet, however you want to do it. And this is actually Delrina, which is people that made WinFax Pro, Delrina WinFax Pro, to fax your word processing. Anything you can, actually in Windows, you can fax. All right? Any kind of graphics. Next one is computer-aided design. I've got Autodesk, Bentley, with people that make MicroStation, or another one called www.tommysoftware.com. This is actually a pretty cool public domain or shareware program that's out there that you can actually buy when you download it. But it's a pretty cool Windows CAD software program, and you can download it. It's just tommysoftware.com. Next one is spreadsheets. I brought a couple here. There's Excel, which again is one of the standards. One of the other big standards is Lotus 123. I don't know where I got too many things here. Lotus, and there's also Quattro Pro by it's Novell Perfect, the WordPerfect people. All right, trying to get through as many of these things as I can. Check on shipments. This is actually the address to Federal Express. Federal Express, at any time, you can actually, UPS has the same thing, but Federal Express allows you to type in the number from your, I can't think what it is, your bill of lading or whatever it is, for Federal Express. It'll actually tell you where your package is, when it's going to get there, or the status of your package. UPS has the same thing. So this is a great thing for businesses because you can always follow your package wherever it is. All right? Download software. Now this is, I could have put 100 different addresses here on this one, but this again is available on America Online, CompuServe, Prodigy, or anywhere on the internet. First one, of course, is Microsoft. You can download all kinds of tips and tricks, bug fixes. There's never any bugs or anything, but I mean updates. There's all kinds of different software that you can download. Like, for example, it's called Word Viewer for Windows 95, which allows you to look at Word documents without having to have Word. Or I think there's also one out there now for Excel, and you can download that package for free, and you can actually look at Excel spreadsheets without having to have Excel. So if someone sends you a package, an Excel spreadsheet to look at, and you don't have Excel, you can just load this up and you can look at it. Plus, there's all types of different things. The Internet Assistant you can download. There's actually a brand new version for, I think it's version 2.0 for Windows 95, that'll allow you to write HTML in Word, Microsoft Word. It's brand new. I just saw it on the other day. The next one is Jumbo.com. That's a huge shareware library on the web. I guess that's why they call it Jumbo, because it's huge. All types of different software. The next one is the Texoma.com, which is I think Carlos actually talked about this one time, but this is the Two Cows web page. It has pictures of two cows. That's why they call it Two Cows. And this is all kinds of shareware, not only for Windows, Windows 95, for WinSock, for internet software, all kinds of graphic software for things like if you need a QuickTime, for example, to download QuickTime, or some sort of an AVI video for Windows, or any type of software that you might need for the internet to view or to look at different things you've downloaded. This is a great place to look. www.texoma.com/mir/2cows/. Now, they have the reason it says mirror, there's different mirrored sites for this. So if you can't get on, they have different sites that are available in case, so you don't have to wait around. It'll come up and say, a lot of times you'll see this on the internet, you'll come on and say there's too many users at this site right now, try back later. Well, a lot of the places now are having multiple sites with the same information on it, which allows you to get on. If you get on and it says that, it automatically says if you can't get on, go to this site. So you click on that on the next site and it'll allow you to go into the next one. There's different mirrored sites with the same identical information. All right? One of the last slides I have here is just to have fun, of course. There's all types of different web pages to have fun, but this is just one of them. This is actually a pretty cool one. www.unitedmedia.com/comics. And what this, you don't need that slash there at the end, but again, you can do it. What this is all kinds of comics. Anyone's ever seen Dilbert? It's a great computer-related comic that comes out every day with all kinds of funny things that, relating to computers. It's amazing how true they all are, too, by the way. There's all types of different comic strips that have to do with United Media. There's a lot of the same ones that are in the Chronicle or whatever, but you can download or save those images as GIF files. You can put them on your computer as bitmaps for your wallpaper or your screensaver, whatever you might want. But you can also, just something fun. Again, there's all types of ways to have fun on your computer. Games, there's all types of different things. I brought, all this different software. You can cook, you can do presentations, you can do, all types of different things. Not that a presentation is very fun, but, Encarta, for example. All right? Now, this is the one thing that I was telling you, where you can find more information, how you can get a hold of me, for example. This is the ACE hotline. The ACE hotline is a phone number that you can call and actually leave messages and let us know what you'd like to see in future shows, any comments you'd like to leave about the show, if you like the show, dislike the show. We don't get many people to dislike it, but a lot of people seem to like it. A lot of people have suggestions. For example, this show is a prime example of a suggestion for a show. Everybody wanted to know, what can I do with my computer? What can I do with my new computer? Why should I buy a computer? If I buy it, what can I do with it? Whatever. This is my email address, sareeves@aol.com. This is probably the easiest way to get a hold of me because I check my America Online account every day, at least once a day, and check my mail. So you can actually leave me messages on, again, comments, questions, whatever, and I try to get back up with everybody and answer to everybody. And also, we have two web pages. The top one is my web page, which is users.aol.com/sareeves/steve.htm. And It's a picture of me, by the way. And what this is actually my page. It's my personal page, my BMC connection to BMC, where I work. It's got the ACE page. There's all kinds of wacky stuff. You can look at it and see if it's of any interest. And then the other one is the official ACE webpage, or the American Computer Enthusiast webpage. This is on phoenix.net. This is the one that James takes care of here, www.phoenix.net /ACE, ACETOP, HTML. All right? Let's go back down here and we'll go to Pathfinders. Let's go back. I'm just going to show you some other things that are available on this Pathfinders. We showed this actually one time before, but a lot of people wanted to know other things that were on here. Now there's some other things. One that's pretty cool is this Zagat. I guess that's how you say that. That's that book that's out there that has every restaurant in the in the big cities of the United States. I know there's one for Houston, and there's like San Francisco, LA, New York, all the different cities, but you can actually look up any restaurant in the United States. There's also Entertainment Weekly. There's the Art Link. Again, there's we want to stay connected there. This is a link to Discovery. There's another one for sports, one for golf, one for Web Flyer, Underwater World, all types of different things. Anyways, they're telling me I have to wrap it up. I want to thank everyone for watching the show. This has been the American Computer Enthusiast Show. My name is Steve Reeves, and we'll see you next week.